frame I'm worried about.
Okay, it's good now.
It's good now. I'm too close to it. Okay, I know what to do. The light is too
I
heavy.
can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right.
This is a vintage talk show with Femi Akintunde-Johnson.
Oh, put it on. What's it called? Wi-Fi. Sorry, let me. Can we scroll it down? Atom, atom phone. You see Wi-Fi.
Let's
Are we good?
agree.
Please monitor it. Okay, we're good enough. How about that? I came a little late to the studio today.
We did. Ah,
Yeah.
well,
Uh,
Chicos, traffic or something.
Car, uh,
Okay.
body, body statements.
Can you what is my chamber?
Okay. Yeah, let's move.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Good morning. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. This is the Vintage Talk Show on Top Radio 90.9 FM. You're welcome. Wherever you are listening to us this morning, you are welcome. This is the 14th day of June. This live this year, a wire. Well, I'm your anchor. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Faj. And one of them is here this morning, looking spite and dandy. Good morning this morning. Tokunbo, Ojekunle, good morning.
Good morning, Faj. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. How have you been? I've been good, but don't ask me about how is everything. It's sad, but we're happy to be here today. Faj, by the awards, we shall know them. When you use
Yeah,
dandy, we know where the
yeah.
generation is from.
I knew, I knew. One zero, 1-0. Okay, that is true. By their language, by their words, you shall know them.
We don't know
Okay,
them.
I take it the footage. I'm proud of that generation. I'm sure you are too.
Yes, I am. Well done.
Yeah. Well, there's another one here that is a few generations away, and she's lovely, dark and quiet, and let's do your work. Don't let me embarrass her on air. Good morning, Ogundadegbe.
Good morning to everybody. Welcome to another great and lovely show of our Vintage Talk Show. Good morning to Mr. Fad. Good morning to Mr. Tokunbo. Good morning, Lagos.
There you are. Good
Hmm.
morning. It's good to have you here this morning. How has the
Yeah.
week been?
We thank God. It has been okay. It has been okay.
It would have been okay, or it was okay.
It was okay and it's going okay.
It's good.
And it's still okay. I like that.
Okay, okay. Well, as others join, we'll introduce them so you can have a full package today. And remember, on the Vintage Talk Show, we'll continue to speak truth to power and shine light on dark spots. Um, Today is going to be a full day, hopefully. Yeah. Let's kick off with a quote for the week. And it says, if the rhythm of the drum changes, the dance steps must adapt. Say, if the rhythm of the drum changes, the dance steps must adapt. That means if you are smart. And I said, well, this is a truism that some of our politicians and smart criminals in general hold as a creed. They adapt. Adaptability to perceived reality. You know, in Nigeria, I guess all over the world, politicians don't they are not in the business of suffering fools gladly.
Hmm.
If the drum changes to this party, they move, they dance towards that party. If it breaks down, they
Yeah.
look again. Where is the drum sounding again? They
They are
go
10
where?
steps ahead. They are 10
Yeah,
steps ahead of the fourth.
yeah. They don't waste time. I'm saying, is that drum for me? Is it right drum? Is it the right cadence? Is it the timber? Is the quality all right? No, 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 no. If the sound is loud, the dance steps will go there. It's a matter of survival. Oh my! Now let's start our day in some kind of prayerful mode. We're half of the year. We thank God that we can survive up to this moment. We will survive subsequently. Yes, but we'll survive subsequently. And this is uh, Mostly miracle. No, they suffer. Jesus. No, they tire Jesus. Forgive me. And if it was festive and cheesy, miracle no the tire Jesus. Okay. Good morning. Run away. Okay, I can't hear. You can, you can, she can hear me. You can see me. Run away, woman. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Omola.
Good
Good
morning, everybody.
morning. Good
Good evening,
morning.
Uncle T.
Good morning there. How are you? Welcome.
The woman had issues last week that she could not share because
Yeah.
it did not speak well of her. Madame overslept. She woke up
Oh
after
my
the
God.
program
You woke up and
Yes.
and
you
she couldn't
know,
say bring herself to say this is what happened. No,
Faj,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Faj, you know that sometimes getting late to an event or occasion is a blessing. Could be a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be a blessing.
We have heard of people missing flights, of ill-fated flights by some just kind of
Absolutely.
traffic job or
Yeah.
something and all that. Is that Alex? This is an incredible day. Wow, Otafama, you're welcome. Good morning. Oh. Should I say Otafama or should I say Otatori? Alex, good morning. This one.
Alex, good morning. Good morning, Alex.
Well,
Good morning, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, his audio. I think he's battling with his audio.
I think he's even looking for his.
Hmm.
Oh my, Jesus. Hello, Alex. Are you? Can you speak now? Well, that was Moses Blees. Miracle, no the tire, Jesus. Are we glad to have more people on board? If we can get their voices. Good morning. This morning, after a while, Omolara Famuyiwa. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Lagos.
Mm, it's better that it's short and sharp. Uh, we have a query for her, which she has answered. Anyway, we move on to fact checking, knowledge boosters. Fact checking, you must have heard or read stuff like, do you know that Star Wars was released in the same year that France carried out its last execution by guillotine? Star Wars was released in the same year that France carried out its last execution by guillotine. We used to think that that's ancient story when you are reading Gulliver's Travels, when you are
Hmm.
reading Solomon's Mines and all those stuff. There's that even as far as Star Wars that was in the late 70s. Okay, the fact checker says it is true. They, although a punishment most widely associated with the blood reign of terror period of the French Revolution in the late 18th century, the guillotine was still used as a method of execution well into the 20th century. In fact, the last person to be executed by a guillotine in France was, wait for it, it will be an African, Tunisian immigrant Hamida Djibouti. Hamida, Hamida Jandoubi. That's the word.
Wow.
Hamida Jandoubi in September 1977, the same year that George Lucas' epic blockbuster film Star Wars was first shown on the big screen. So let's say you gluten. You know that what that is a very it's a horrible way to kill a man.
Yeah.
Whatever he has, put your neck in some kind of steak and one slice
Snap it out.
off
Yeah.
and snap it out. Wow, that's a tough one.
Really. But that
That's a
search, Sarge, the search did not tell us who actually introduced the use of the guillotine.
what did you say again?
The facts you're checking did not indicate who was the
Yes,
person who introduced it, the use of the guillotine.
yes.
The person must be a
One
very, must have been
wicked human being. One wicked human being. You know,
wicked.
I didn't
Wow.
fancy it as a subject of interest to find out the maker of a wicked death killing machine, or I mean, a contraption. That thing is not even a machine, you know. Oh
Wow.
my, it's a tough life.
Jeez.
So, what do we have for you today? All things being equal, we should have you give you entertainment news, our take on it, Niger trends, a review of major newspaper headlines, and if it is indeed possible, let's rewind. That's chatbusters of yesteryears. So let's start with entertainment news. Before we start, it would be nice to see if we can get Alex with us. Is somewhere in the cyber traffic, trying to navigate his way to us. He will join us shortly. I will be able to introduce and get into the flow. But you also can join us in some of our segments that we will be sharing news with you. And your comments and your views will be appreciated. The number to call is 0913-697-3485. The number again 0913-697-3485. Just keep at it. Sometimes the lines can be okay. As if I'm trust you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Amolara, you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. The ready brigade. Let's move. Esife, shoot.
Mike Ejiaga buried within
Hmm,
24 hours.
hmm,
Veteran life legend Mike Ejiaga was laid to rest within 24 hours of his death, honoring his wish not to be embalmed. His son confirmed the family's decision in a phone chat with Nan. The 95-year-old icon passed away last Friday night and was buried the next day in his hometown, Umuagba, Enugu State.
yeah, yeah. So we heard the obeying the last man's the great man's last wishes mm, to be buried within 24 hours. We thank God that towards the end of his passing, he was at least recognized for that song Gwongo
Yes,
that
yes.
was
Then to Brain
popularized
Joker.
by
Yeah.
Brain Jota. Yeah, it gave him some prominence. Uh, you used to call him Gentleman Mike Ejaga. Uh,
Gentleman, Mike. Yes.
yeah, it is a great artist. Yeah, but time shifts, music also fades, and styles or forms of music also, like in the 80s, the reigning thing is reggae. Then they move on to R&B. Then they move on to Afro Juju. Then they move on to uh, hip hop. Then now we say it's Afrobeats. We don't know what the next decade will be. So, what is your time? Exercising well, manage
Yeah.
your songs, manage your catalog so that you can benefit from it subsequently. One of our stories is showing one of the people who have done great stuff in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 90s, and is now enjoying the benefits of his creativity. So we should, while you are reigning and making noise and making millions, these millions will not continue forever. So prepare, plan, organize, strategize, invest. Um, Whatever you do, authenticate your song, identify your creativity, and document it. It can be registered in such a way that no one else can use it, and anybody who uses it will pay for it. A particular song. Okay. May May the Lord bless the soul and the people left behind by Mike Jagger.
True, man.
Okay,
Amen. Amen.
so let's go. Amalara, what do you have for us?
Actress Bisola celebrates daughter at 16. Nollywood star Bisola Ayola is celebrating her daughter Leila, who turned 16 on Thursday, sharing a heartfelt post and throwback photos on Instagram. Bisola
Okay, we can hear her again. What she's trying to say.
thanked fans for
Okay, I'll let me just repeat what you said because we couldn't get it here. It says sharing a heartfelt post and throwback photos on Instagram. Bisola thanked fans for the love and revealed she's finally gifted Nola her first mobile phone. Happy birthday to Nola. Okay, I wanted to drop this story. I was like, what's our business with Ayola's 16-year-old daughter and all that? But I like the last line, you know, about uh, giving her phone at 16 when she believes she's past the stage of being easily brainwashed or in a formative period. I think 16 is fair. My one is a little bit longer. But you see, don't give children these devices or these instruments when they are still in their formative stage. They of course will abuse it, or they will be abused by the perverts and all kinds of human, human beings we have on the social media space. So it makes sense. It's a lesson for motherhood or for fatherhood. Mind how you pamper your children. It's sometimes it can be counterproductive, and you will later regret your how will I call it, your permissiveness, because you want to nurture her and all that. Yeah, and some do it because they want distraction for her, so he or she will stop bothering them, so face their own business and all that. You know, be mindful how you groom your children so they don't become something else. Mm.
Yeah.
And what do you say? I said,
Yes, I agree with you.
she
No, it's
agreed with
true.
me.
Right. You're quite correct. A friend of mine, as a matter of fact, ensures that his kids, his children, read books. They read from books. They do not read
Mm.
from any device
From
at all.
mm, mm,
Yes.
mm.
And I asked
That's
Shola why. He said Mr. T, they would not be exposed to those things at the early stage. The things they read at that age stays on forever. It's so
yeah.
indelible in their minds. That's the
It will
truth.
mold
When anything you see and read at that particular time,
them.
you hold
Mhm.
on to it.
Yeah.
Quite influential to their
Okay.
lives. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Nasboy, let's go.
Nurse boy accuses police officer of asking for bet transfer. Comedian turned musician Nurse boy has accused a police officer of asking him to transfer money into a sporty bet account. The entertainer, currently on a 36-day tour across Nigeria, said he was stopped and asked for cash. When he explained he had none, the officer allegedly requested the transfer instead.
Why didn't he have cash? Nas boy. That's the one going across Nigeria,
Yes, so
begging Davido to
yes.
write some verses for him. Okay, the guy is a funny chap. I think he has been to six state capitals now, 6 or 7, and each one he will kneel down and carry a placard of the name of the state that he has now, begging Davido on this note, Davido, don't wait for him to reach 30 something before. One of a couple of states ago, he had an accident.
Yeah.
The vehicle was traveling, had an accident. And
Wow.
Yeah.
he posted the guy said, "No, the accident cannot stop him. He must get that videos buying." Well,
But
what does
what's interesting. Fact, what interests me quickly is the fact that
uh,
the policeman who stopped him, right, never knew
yeah.
exactly the character of who he stopped, who he's trying
You
to
know, it's,
check
my-
on.
it's a problem.
If he knew, he would not steal from him because this particular
He was
story
the one that was
is,
giving money. He was the one that was saying, "Let me help your cause. Let me give you something."
it was a bait. It was a bait.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a bait.
and
He led the guy on.
uh,
Oh, come on.
yeah, our police. Uh, we have work to do. We have plenty work to do. Well, let's move on. The next story, fella, I love that story. Omolara, I hope Omolara has not gone to sleep.
No, I'm here. Fela
Okay, fella,
inducted
story.
into Grammy Hall of Fame. Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti has been posthumously inducted into the 2025 Grammy Hall of Fame for his
Hmm.
iconic 1976 album Zombie. His son Femi Kuti accepted the honor, saying, "Our father's legacy lives on." The Grammy Hall of Fame celebrates timeless recording over 25 years old.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
Mr. T, I like you to
Big
take.
congrats to
Mr. T,
the
I
family.
like you to take the lead on that
Yeah,
as
quite
the
interesting.
contemporary of the son of Fela.
Yeah, quite interesting and quite moving too, because that song, though popular, impacting, changed everything of in terms of music genre. It was one of the songs that actually got fella into trouble. It did it in such a way that even the military that it was trying to, caricature, so to speak, in that music, they loved it and were playing in their barracks and they were dancing to it. It was a gripping piece of music. It captured every essence, and it actually brought to light the interrelationship between music, drama, and society. Yeah, in my view, we were younger then, but we saw everything about military formation in music. It was a satire and mix-up, and everybody loved, and we were dancing, including the military. They loved it. Uh, Despite of that, it still got him into trouble. It was a very strong piece of music. It was a movement at that time, and we're all young, and so everybody wanted to dress like Fela, and Fela really was it. For me, in my mind, it still is, because everything he stood for, those things are still there, be it through the children, be it through the legacies of night clubbing, art, and all that, is still there. And it just was a blind blower. I would have loved that. Well, funny, that's God. His life would have been spared longer than now, because by now he should be higher in award situations, and he would be lecturing everywhere in the world, because fella, you know, go when you travel out. Really, I think in Berlin, Germany, I think in France, fella's legacy lives. They usually have him in a museum, or they have a house where people go to. I'm trying to remember the country that preserved in England. Yeah, in London, the
England, yes.
home he was
Yeah,
lived
yeah,
is now
yeah.
yeah, you have to visit that place. It's been retouched all over, and that's fella. People do not talk about that, but I talk about, people like us to talk about it, because it's really awesome. And so I've even
Yeah,
grown up with some of the children. Fudge,
yeah,
he was a
yeah.
delight. He was just ordinary and humble human beings. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Um, he
Yeah.
lives forever. He lives forever. When his son said lives on, no, he lives forever in my mind, and people will know.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I don't have Fela's music here, but then the alternative is Femi's, the recipient of, the physical recipient of that honor from Grammy, Femi and Nicola Kokuti.
Mm.
This is "Do You Know" by Femi Kuti from his
So
album "Let's Make History."
history. Let's make history. Yeah.
You know, Mr. T, if fella were alive to receive this award, he will reject, he probably reject it and abuse
No,
them.
Fela won't come out for it.
And you say, who gave them the nerve to tell him that he's going to go Hall of Fame and all that stuff? That man is
Oh,
something else.
but you know something, Fudge? He could even push it further and said that, and say that it's going to be he would receive it if only it's handed over to him by the military.
Or I would say they should come to Nigeria, come to his big house, to come and give him his
And they
bed.
must come to his house to come
Come
and
to his
give.
bedroom, and they must crawl, to show, to pay back what their forefathers did to us. Because only in that condition will he. Well, he's back with us, I think. Good morning, analyst and co-anchor, Alex Ogundadegbe. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, sir. I hope you can hear
Uh-huh.
me now.
Now
Yes,
we
we
can hear
can
you
now.
a little,
Good
little
morning.
better. it could be louder,
Uh,
but we will manage this. It's better than the last one.
okay.
Yeah, you're
Great to
welcome.
be here.
You're perfect now.
Okay, dokie. Mhm. Okay, let's move on. What's our next story? Daddy Freeze, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Daddy Freeze. I lost everything after criticizing pastors.
Come again.
I lost everything after criticizing pastors. Media
Wow.
personality Freeze says he lost all his business investments after speaking out against Nigerian pastors. On the Leadership podcast, we called cancelled gigs, dwindling income, and public backlash, including an organizer asking him to keep a deposit even after pulling out of an event.
Well,
But it's a serious matter.
if the witch cried yesterday and the child died today, you know the chairman of the ceremony.
The chairman of
Okay, so we hope you have learned your lesson that it freeze and don't freeze your reputation, your income, you know, by uh, by your mouth diddling, daddling all over the place, you know. Uh, well, Alex, I'm sure you're familiar with the freeze and his antics.
I followed his, can we call it a career now, bashing
Mm.
pastors. He started on radio. Then eventually,
Okay.
when he left Cool FM, he started doing it online, via the mediums online. And you could see him on
Mm,
Facebook and Instagram talking
mm,
about them and all that. I think he overdid it. We're
yeah.
not saying people should not analyze issues, but he rarely went all out. He had a fallout with Bishop Oyedepo. It was serious. Later apologized. He ran, according to him, a free church online. And he saw himself as the pastor of a congregation on radio and online. At a point, it became ridiculous. I mean, how can anyone have a career that focuses on bashing other people? So, what do you expect? There are bound to be backlashes.
Okay. Well, lessons learned, I believe, all round, and
Go and sin no
you
more.
should go and see no more. Should go and see no more. Okay, Sife, no, Sife just giving us that. Okay, Omulara, Alibaba.
Senate seat now cost 1.2 billion naira. Alibaba. Veteran comedian Alibaba has raised concern over Nigeria's politics, claiming a Senate seat now costs between 1.2 to 2 billion naira. In a viral interview, he blamed this high cost of fueling corruption and killing the spirit of true public service.
Hmm. Hmm. One point. In fact, the quote says it can be up to 2 billion. It would be nice to get Alibaba to come and give us some of these estimates. He said an
I think
interesting
so.
one about
Yeah.
the cost of how to win election according to Obasanjo in his chat with him. We would like to have a point of view or introspection about his not only his ambition but his all his statement. 1.2 billion. That can build a very fine, well-stocked factory, uh, producing something worthwhile and employing a lot of people. And you spend that, and then you complain that they are recouping their money, and it's like investment. if you spend such amount of money, it has to come back to you from somewhere. Oh, I don't think this country can sustain or survive in this kind of politics or in this kind of democracy. This cost effective. No, I mean, the amount of money that is in the system, especially the political atmosphere, is horrendous. It's horrendous, and I don't know how we are still surviving. You know how we are still surviving. Anyway, one day we'll get Alibaba to talk with us. It's a little bit it's out of circulation now. Okay, is it fair? I think you are Kiss Daddy.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Kiss Daniel regains ownership of New Era album. Kiss Daniel has reclaimed the rights to his debut album New Era and its singles Yeba and Sofa from G Worldwide. He made the announcement on X, calling it deeply meaningful. The legal battle began in 2017 after he exited the label. Surprisingly, he later appointed his former boss, Emperor Jizzy, as CEO of his label in 2023.
As they say on the streets, he's doing well.
Yes.
He's doing well. I think he just released a new song now. He has a knack for hits, especially these Afrobeat stuff. He's always on point, as they say, with his releases. But we'll take a short break. We'll need to fix some microphone hiccups somewhere along the terrain. And then
Yeah.
listen to one of them. Rexy says, Call My Phone, uh, featuring Ajebo Hustler. Should be interesting. Ajebo Hustler. Somebody's line is cracking the microphone. I suspect
I don't
Alex.
know. No, let me quickly run this check and see. I don't.
It's quiet.
Aha! It was quiet earlier.
Yeah.
Now, is it back?
No, it's not. Alex, are you mute and then unmute?
I'm here. Hello, can you hear
Okay,
me?
we're trying. Yes, I can hear you. We're trying to identify the source of the cracking sound, the microphone sound. Omolara, can you mute and then unmute? Mr. T and Omolara, mute. Alex, open your own. I don't know. I think it's when they talk. Alex, can you talk? Say something. We don't know. Alex has refused to talk. So let's
Hello, can you
put on
hear
your
me?
mic. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, but and the sound is not there. Mr. T, can you speak?
I can speak now.
Yes. I don't think it's from your end. Omolara, can you open your mic and speak?
It's raining in my area here right now.
You are the
Yeah,
culprit.
it's raining
Oh, it's
here too.
raining.
You are
Oh,
the culprit.
okay.
So you think are you outside of the rain? Okay, just go off and on. When you're not talking, shut it. When you are talking, open it up. Okay, Amalara, let's have your next one should be Ojudioba.
Culture on parade at Ojudioba
No,
Festival.
I've not launched you. I've not launched you. So don't go on parade yet. We are back, and we are still on the Vintage Talk Show with with Faj and friends, and we are still on entertainment news. So we are wrapping up with Omolara's take on Ojudioba. Shoot.
Culture on parade at Ojudioba Festival. It was royalty, fashion, and tradition at this year's Ojudioba Festival in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. From regalous display to jaw-dropping outfits, culture took center stage. Despite some organizational hiccups, the event reaffirmed its place as a global cultural spectacle.
Yeah, yeah. It was indeed spectacle. They our people can dress so ah I,
Owó ni. Yes,
I
o.
just hope that we locally produce some of those gadgets that they're wearing. Yeah, apart from the you know it's
Gadgets, not fabrics.
Nari gadgets. You see some of the things that they put on. They are done. Their horse riding skills and all. It was indeed a spectacle, and some people complain about the organization. It was a little bit rowdy and all that, and some untoward spectacle of the lady with the skimpy dress and the bicycle pants, you know, throwing what we thought was cultural and colorful. But it was a fantastic piece of exhibition of African culture, and kudos to those who have been sustaining it. It's a great one. Okay, Esife, what will be your final one? I think I will. Let's focus on Chimezie. Yes.
Bright Chimezie signs landmark deal with Sony Music. Highlife legend Bright Chimezie has signed a major publishing deal with Sony Music Publishing. The partnership will preserve and promote his Igima sound legacy, making his classics accessible to new audiences globally. Sony says it's part of a broader investment in African music heritage.
I'm so happy for
Very lovely.
the young old man uh, uh, because of English. You know, he had this wonderful piece of music because of English and all that. And he has this tendency uh, to romanticize African concepts, African language, and all that, which is great. And to have this publishing deal now is recapturing all his music in the past 30, 40 years. It's a great one. That's a great way to move. And then listen to thriving artists now. Alex, you were coughing or you are saying
Very
something?
interesting, yeah, very interesting development. You know, I particularly remember one of his songs where he was eating, he was claiming to eat eba and okra soup. And he said a
Mm-hmm.
white man saw him and said he was committing suicide. It was
Story.
very, very humorous, you know.
African, yeah. Yeah, he has that tendency, especially when he travel abroad and all that. He likes showcasing Africa and African culture and all that. It's great. Right, Chimezie, great to have. He's a very reclusive person. I tried many times to get him out so that we could speak. I think I'll give him a call and see whether we can have him chat. That's a very nice guy. I don't know why he's hiding and all that.
Uh,
Okay, one more story and we call it a day. This is an interesting one. Isife, shoot.
Sorry.
Isife has closed shop. Let me finish it for her. Aisha Lawal denies Venza gift from MC Oluomo.
Mm.
Actress Aisha Lawal has dismissed claims that she received a Toyota Venza from NURTW chieftain MC Oluomo. Speaking on Talk to B podcast, she called the rumor defamatory and vowed legal action. Lawal clarified she drives a Lexus GX 460 and has never received a car from him or anyone else. Uh, the loud mouth, or is it water pump mouth, that said this statement has recanted. And I understand he had gone to visit the lady to say, no, it's not your own Aisha Lawal. He was very descriptive of what he was saying. It the Aisha Lawal, he opened the shop in it, did that. And it talked about the woman was not only a business person and an actress, she's also a lawyer. And she knows her rights. She was going to sue him, and all that. Never met this guy or collected anything from her, and she doesn't use that kind of car. And she's well to do. Well, I mean, she's settled, and she got more cars than this Vesa beat. Now the man has called to Ibadan to apologize. He said, no, it wasn't you. Sorry, it's not your Aisha. I don't know who put your picture in the the problem this social media will cause in this country, eh?
I was listening. My wife was playing a clip where she was
Okay.
speaking about it online, and
Yes.
making the denial. And I just felt that what's the big deal? You're coming out online to talk about it. Just say it's not so fit and end it there. But the way she was breaking it down, I have done well for myself. I have this and that. I felt that it was, overdone somehow. I don't know.
Alex is called opportunity. Opportunity. When don't forget that she's in show business. She's not in journalism. She's not a pastor. She's not in academia. She's in show business. And she's a business person that this with public. So when this opportunity comes, she grabbed it and she elongated it and they stretched it for at least 3 weeks.
In fact,
It's called
I was,
it's called it's got the fame in the sunshine. Let her luxuriate inside it.
it
Leave
was
her,
more
let
than
her
18
enjoy.
minutes. They talk about 18 minutes of fame. She
This one
stretched
like
it.
3 or 4 weeks of fame. Let
But you know something, guys. You know something. In
yeah.
Nigeria, you need to step out and do that performance. You know why?
You have
Because
to.
those people who heard from Aisha will never probably have heard, and who heard from Oluomo will probably have never heard from Aisha. So to Aisha's case, as Fat said, it was an opportunity not to make a showcase, but to also say, look, let this thing go. It's not like this, so because the mind that reads on the social platform in Nigeria, they have a mind of expanding things. They will so expand it, and
That's
before you
true.
know what's happening, I won't tell you what's in my mind because somebody else will pick it now and begin to say it. So the lady had to come out and say, my hands are no. So I think she scored well on that opportunity level for me too. I think she did
Mr.
well.
T, Mr. T, I need to make a
Yeah.
caveat. I need to make
Okay, please.
and state that Mr. T did not mean it when he said the statement was from Oluomo. Because I don't want him to be stopped
Oh,
somewhere on Lagos Street.
error. Okay.
This
Yo, sorry. Thanks.
by one
Thank
of
you.
his
Thank
lieutenants.
you, Faj.
It was made by one of his lieutenants.
One of the
So,
Lutons. Yes. Okay.
so
Even
Mr.
at
T did
that, those
not.
guys put us in trouble. Yeah.
No MC Okuma and Co. That be notified. It was a slip of tongue. No, don't. We don't want any problem for our girl. Okay.
No,
Thank you.
I
Thank
pulled that back. It wasn't a direct jab at him. No way. Highly
you.
respected as well too. Highly respected. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, the man has freed himself. I don't want any problem. We can't use old age to be going to hospital.
Oh, and Bosu is not here to help. Bosu is not here today.
Okay, we'll take a short break and come back and listen to this lovely stuff from the late Oba. Once in a while I like listening to him. He says, "Feel better." Oh my! Has Alex dropped? Oh, Alex dropped
I
again.
think Mr. Alex has dropped.
Alex network will be terrible. Never should. Mhm. Yeah, we're back. This is still the Vintage Talk Show, and we are still on Top Radio 90.9 FM. And we are on to headline reviews or cover stories of major Nigerian newspapers. We start with The Punch. And the lead story is on June 12. It says MKO Abiola's family demands 45 billion naira contract debt details. Family may file claims for money, says the presidency. Hmm. Mr. T, are you still with me?
Well, yes, I'm here. Sorry. The
I
techs
hope.
are actually waking the handset up. But don't worry, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
The,
Sorry.
the lead for the punch, I don't know if you heard me. The lead for the punch is June 12.
Hmm.
MKO Abiola's family demands 45 billion naira contract debt details. And
Hmm.
the presidency said family may file claims for money.
Yeah.
I think uh, I think the body language of the presidency means the Abiola family may expect some billions shortly.
Yeah.
Mm.
I read that as well. When that story came out how many weeks now? Few days rather, yeah, few days ago. I remember that there were some expressions way back when the June 12th saga was still fresh in our minds,
Mm.
and we had gotten to a point where the late sage had passed on, and people were now talking. Different radio analysts and television analysts, including experts in the field of communication, came out then to say the only way forward was to compensate MKO. And I remember then it was a big talk. But of course, nothing like that would ever have happened then. So when this came up again, my mind flashed back to that aspect. And coming from the president now, I just, well, as you rightly read and interpreted, I believe that yes, something is being probably thought towards that end. We may not know the end of this story, but eventually something will be done in area of compensation. That would seal the wound, if it would.
Yeah, yeah. The next step is managing the funds
The
when it is
funds,
eventually.
yes.
Uh, we wish that and pray that there is no the second round of skirmishes and fracas
Mhm.
in the family. Uh, it's a tough one. Yeah.
It is tough.
Going on with the Saturday Punch, there are a couple of stories that are Saturday-ish, indeed. There's a story at the bottom left corner that says, I think it's on its page 3, but on the cover it says, "My husband rejected my offer of second wife despite 24 years childlessness.
Mm.
Now she's a mother of twins. Oh,
Oh, wow.
indeed, God is great. She's a
Oh,
mother of
wow,
twins.
wow.
She waited 24 years, prodded the man to have another wife to relieve him of the stress and distress. And the man said
Mhm.
no. And then God answered 24 years after. Wow. 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 Wow.
That's awesome. Just, it shuts me
Mm,
up completely.
yeah. It makes you
24 years.
speechless. Mm. Well, there's a story on that's very high on it's trending on the internet in the last 24 hours. I think it's in the front page of Punch. And it lists with the outrage as Rivers realtor strips girls celebrating birthday naked. They say victims say how suspects removed tooth, smashed bottles on our heads. Those are women that have been beaten and stripped. What is the reason? I saw this, but I couldn't understand. I mean, they are not quoting the man. We don't know what could have led him to this kind of outrage and this kind of beastly behavior. And we saw the picture of the woman with the broken tooth, the gap in the
Wow.
mouth. You know, we said, well, the smash button on. We are
That's what I
condemning.
call surface reporting. So
Ah,
we expect a deep, a stronger, a stronger write up than that. It's all vague. It probably could
it,
even be in Nollywood act in action. 'Cause I don't understand that story, honestly.
all they were on set. All they were on set. Let me see if I can get the fuller story. A
Yeah.
fuller. It's strange. It's really strange. You not only beat them, you not only strip them naked, then you broke someone's tooth, and then you smash bottle on them. Ah, uh, that's a terrible one.
Mhm.
I'm trying to. I can't. Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah,
hope
yeah.
I hope the newspaper would have a follow up to the story, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or in between. Yeah, they need to
Okay,
conclude on it.
and let me try and. It's a terrible thing. Let me try and extract some part of the story. Two
Mhm.
young women have narrated what could be summed up as a life-scaring ordeal after allegedly being assaulted by a popular Port Harcourt-based realtor, Maduba Okechi Christian, and his security details at a nightclub.
Mm.
The point learned that what was meant to be a night of carefree fun turned into horror when they were allegedly beaten to a pulp, stripped naked, and one was left bleeding profusely from the head after the said Maduba reportedly smashed the bottle on the head. The incident occurred in the early hours of Thursday at Black Box nightclub and generated outrage. He assaulted us for refusing love advances, they accused him.
Oh,
Was there, Maduba is the chief executive officer of Seymour Group of Companies, a real estate firm, and a mobile police officer attached to him. They accuse him of assaulting them. Uh, and The Punch gathered that one of the ladies, Tonia Okoye, had made reservations at the club after paying the sum of 200,000 to celebrate her birthday with friends. Further gathered, the incident was reported to the Oluobasanjo Divisional Police Station, narrating how the suspect had approached them at their reserve table and asked if he could join them, but they refused. She added that Manduba flared up when he noticed one of the ladies making a video while dancing and ordered her to stop. Now, Okoye accused Madiba of dragging her down the stairs where she was stripped naked and beaten to a stupor. All of a sudden, this certain man called Seymour Madiba came to sit at our reserve seat. And my friend was making a video. He hit my friend's phone saying she was not meant to make a video and he started threatening her. So essentially, is um,
Mhm.
well, I mean, what how will you call it? It's not love gone sour because the love has not even built up. It's
Yeah, yeah.
more or less like a love advance, turn to brawl or turn to beating spree. You know, it doesn't make sense. Maybe more
No, it doesn't
investigation.
make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe
It's not adding up for me. But if that's the story, it's just the love even is inside the showcase, as they say. The love seat there inside the showcase. It's not been it's not been opened. It's just locked up in the showcase.
you know,
I don't know.
there's a lot of stories about the women. I'm trying to see if there's any
Mm-hmm.
statement from the said
Mm-hmm.
Rivers was silent when contacted. The police relations officer did not respond to phone calls or messages. Then the police, in a post on X, disclosed that both the club manager and the suspect had been invited for questioning. And the owner of the club, Great Cole Ojeku, known as that fat fair boy, condemned the incident, describing it as unfortunate, unacceptable. Meanwhile, effort to reach the owner of the club was successful. La, 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 la. I can't see any statement from attempts to get the reaction of the accused realtor were unsuccessful as messages sent to his verified Facebook account were not replied. Attempts to reach him through their own known contacts also proved abortive. Well, everything was abortive in terms of contacting the man. But except it's very difficult to understand what to
No,
make a man feel.
I think you just move on that because you read at a place that they said police will investigate or were investigating. I
Mm,
think they
okay,
can't lie to they can't keep quiet about it. They got to do something because it's
okay. I think
just
I
silly.
think it's a crazy
Mm-hmm,
story.
mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm.
we'll throw back to that, check up on that next week and see uh, how far it has gone. One last story on
Yeah.
Punch, and we move. It says unlikely unions. Nigerian men turn to old white brides for love and luxury.
Can you reel that out again, Fudge?
It's an unlikely union. You've seen all these pictures, young Nigerians, Africans with old
Okay.
white people as at the marriage at the federal marriage registry in Okoyi. It's a Nigerian men turn to old white brides for love and luxury. Uh, I think it's more of the luxury, if you ask me. You know, because I don't. I think the people over there are wise to the fact that you can't. Get your green paper or green card or what they seek
Yes, yes.
if you use and dump me and all that. So they come to Nigeria to come and facilitate the wedding proper. You know, uh, this is not romance scam. Oh. This is a
But don't you see the other way that it could have been arranged, Fudge?
yeah, it could be arranged, but but you see,
Arranged.
you see, sometimes I don't even know if the wife, the brides know what they are doing. Some of them are in their 80s. Yeah. Kuti's their 80s, and 90s. I don't know that
Oh, are
20s,
you kidding
30s,
me?
and 20s. When you have a gap of like 50 years, 60 years, you wonder if your prospective bride knows what you are doing to her. Um, and, if you see the pictures, I mean,
Oh my
the
God.
guys. I don't know. I don't know. I hope they have investigated well, and they know that they are marrying into luxury. Not that they are the one that will go and do what they call caregiver. By the time they get that one.
Oh boy. But it won't come free, Fudge. I still believe there's something underlining. It's all about
Right.
money and all that. Yeah, it could be arranged. Honestly, they're arranging
True
these
love.
things.
It could be true love.
Where's the love in that situation? I beg.
No, you
Hello.
can't say, oh, it could be true love. Oh. It could it could be true love. I'm trying
Well,
to
true.
see.
He who feels it knows it. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it could be true love. But
It's just that.
for,
It's
for a
just
long
that
time, we've not had Saturday stories. This Saturday is a
yeah,
big one for, for Saturday.
what's it called? Punch tried today. Punch tried today. Okay,
Really
let's
nice
see.
stories.
Let's see one more piece from the daily, daily trust, their weekend paper. Uh, Usually, it's not really weekending, but it's because their own is I don't know. Tony
Mhm.
Reddy, yeah, World Blood is FCTA to build Benny killings, Adidas speak out, caps are shaped, Nigeria's political journey, hundreds of missiles. I can't see anything Saturday. Their headline says
Mm.
39 billion ICC cost can build 312 health centers, 1,200 classrooms. That's a focus for us on Niger trends. That's Wike's magic
Magic, yeah.
renovation,
Mm-hmm.
Abuja for, and it's renamed uh, Bola Tinubu Conference Center. We'll come to that subsequently. But the trust has got dug deep to say it could build 312 health centers. At a little, it's that's like 300 million each. It will still be over 300,000. I mean, 302 health centers, 1,200 classrooms. That's what we wasted on one complex that was not broken down. That was not. That was.
Where's the gain in that? I mean, what's the commercial profitability? How is it working out for us in that area? I don't understand that particularly. I
Later
read
you
I
will
read the
hear.
story. I turned the paper upside down again to see if I was reading. I just didn't get that.
Uh, uh, later
I
you
didn't get
later
that.
later you will hear Wike's response to
Okay. Yeah,
people that
sure.
criticize him. You will hear his response.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take a break. This sounds as we go into Niger trends. I like to hear this. Uh, Femi Kuti's definition of democracy, where
The
we are
moment.
democracy.
Nice one.
Democracy, dem- democracy makes us crazy. Mm.
Even the Western world is crazier now with democracy.
Yeah.
They gone gaga completely off the beat about
This
democracy.
song is about 7 minutes long. Who's gonna pay all that long?
That's Baba's style.
That's
Baba's
that.
unique style.
We haven't seen Bosun today. Bosun.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Akin hasn't shown up at the.
Akin's in here as well. And no talk from Bosun, right? Nothing.
Yeah, no response.
No
Maybe
response at all.
he's stuck in Ijebu after the Ojudi Oba. For
Probably.
after party. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. As they say, Kalo jẹun káàkiri káàkiri.
Káàkiri o.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. I've sent it to you. He didn't say anything.
Sami Lore no wálé ni.
Today is not her day. She was here last week. She does it
Oh yes.
every other week.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. You told me. Sure. Um, We're off the air now, right?
So what?
We're off the air now.
Yeah, we're on break now. Okay.
We're on break, rather. Sorry, yeah.
Akin,
The program I started up a program on Rainbow FM yesterday.
I thought you sent the message. I sent to him now. What did you say, sir?
I launched a program on Rainbow FM yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I launched it.
Actor.
Yeah, it went on air yesterday.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it was you with him. You were with him.
With whom? With whom? Aki? No. No. I just said it off the line that I started something on that I'll talk to you much later about. No. I needed it for something, but I couldn't get across to him at that time. So
Okay.
I told the man not available, so probably come back for it. So
Okay. I'm going back on.
let go.
That's Femi Kuti with the song Demo Crazy. That's what we practice now. There's a lot of prisoners around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Issues amongst among many Nigerians. Oh, my. When you hear some things that politicians say, political leaders say, you wonder: is it that is it a black thing, or is it a Nigerian thing, or we are just not just not bad on us? I don't know. Anyway, we are moving on to Niger trends, trending stories within the week of the Nigerian space. Mr. T is still with me. Hopefully, others will join us. Alex has dropped off somewhere along the way. He may reconsider and get back to us. So let's start, Mr. T. If you are still with me, let's
I'm
start
with you.
with the first story. That is and the offshoot of the June 12 Democracy Day celebration. Who says, "Call me names, I will still defend your right." President Bola Tinubu says Nigerians are free to criticize his government without fear of harassment. Speaking during his Democracy Day address at the National Assembly, Tinubu urged security agencies to uphold free speech, even if it means tolerating harsh words or insults against him. He stated, "Call me names. Tinubu, where is it? He dismissed fears of a one-party state, but admitted he enjoys seeing the opposition in disarray. He appealed to lawmakers for dialogue over dictatorship and reaffirmed democracy's need for tolerance." Uh, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu uh, on the Democracy Day. It's a lovely piece of statements, especially the earlier part, speaking about security, people being should not be fretful about people criticizing him or even insulting him. So let them call me names. They have a right to do so. I put myself forward for public service. So, and there's this a slight jab that he gave.
Mm.
That he gave the assembly leadership. Let me try and fish it out somewhere. And uh, it says, while malicious slander will not go and libel should not go unattended, no one should bear the brunt of injustice for merely writing a bad report about me or calling me names. Then it says, uh, do not be afraid to hear an unkind word spoken against you. I think he was looking at Akpabio at that time. Do not be
A
afraid
bit.
to hear an unkind word spoken against you. Some of the best advice a politician gets sometimes comes from his most ferocious opponent. You know, we dare not seek silence because the imposed silence of repressed voices breeds chaos and ill will, not the harmonics of democracy in the long term, which is a smart statement. The only
Please.
slaw, the only bad part to me is his statement when he said he loves to see opposition in disarray. He enjoys seeing them and all that. I think it's not presidential at that point in time. It's not. It's a little bit indecorous, a little bit
Yeah.
in such a finely well worded, uh, poignant, important statement on an important day. Mr. President, that last line, that jab was not
Yeah.
necessary. That was not
It
necessary.
wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary because I thought that innuendos were all over the write up. And what he needed to have done was to stay within the line, having
Mm-hmm.
expressed the fact that yeah, he spoke to the security operatives as well, without
Yeah,
using the word overzealousness, because those are
yeah,
the things we read in them.
yeah.
And as we usually would say in this part of Nigeria, "Talobe inishenye," you get it. So
Mm.
yeah, actually talk to them and put them, stay where you are. I'm not confused about it. I like it. So let them continue.
Mm-hmm.
The one for the Senate thing, yeah, it was too loose a job. You just let that down. It was too much. It was too much. He has said
Yeah,
it
I think,
enough. Even without you being in government, Fudge,
yeah,
you listen to his speech or you read his speech, you would know where he's going and where he's coming from, and
yeah.
who the stones are being thrown at.
Yes, I read.
Yeah,
I read the entire 57 paragraphs. It was a very well written piece.
uh,
Apart from those needless jabs here and there, but it was well positioned and all that. Then there's a little
mhm.
problem with when he was given the posthumous awards. Uh, there was a name added that the man is still. I think the man is still very much alive. He mentioned along the list of the posthumous awardees, Pa Fasoranti, uh, and
Let's see.
the fact I just spoke 2 days ago about going back to 1963 Republican Constitution. So I think that's the only snag there. And then the needless jab about being excited about what is not going to help them to arrange their home. That's their problem. And he likes the fact that they are in scatterbrain mode now.
They're scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are scattered now. It's to his advantage anyway.
You don't but you don't kick a man that's already down. You don't need to put knife again to something that's falling down. Let them, it's there. The destination is already there and clear. You know, But you see, it's just we forgive him. Akin is not here. He would have loved to defend
Yes, so
his
to strange.
he has a level of fondness though for the man. Okie dokie. And Bosun is also not here. He's somewhere between Ijebu and Lagos.
Oh,
Lagos
wow.
Ibadan Expressway, you know. This our next story says Oshomole versus Air Peace Airport showdown. A fiery exchange erupted between Senator Adams Oshomole and Air Peace after he missed a flight in Lagos. The airline claims he arrived late and reacted violently, reportedly blocking terminal access and disrupting operations. Oshomole denies any misconduct, accusing the airline of overbooking and racketeering. He claims nearly 30 passengers were told to pay over 109,000 naira to rebook, despite having valid tickets. The senator has lodged a complaint with the aviation minister, Festus Kayamo, citing repeated traveling frustrations and calling the incident chaotic and discriminatory. The minister has reportedly and subsequently uh, um, erected some kind of investigatory panel
Mhm,
to
mhm.
review the, because we don't know who's saying the right thing. It's the cross of my article also today.
Yeah,
Is it impunity or business racketeering? People take advantage of people.
they
Nigerians
do.
being what we are. You know,
They do.
uh, please, if you are listening to us wherever you are, you can join us on Niger Trends to discuss issues affecting our country right at this moment. The number to call again is 0913-697-3485. Let's hear your views. Who's right? Who's wrong? Do you witness the fracas? 0913-697-3485. Mr. T,
Yes,
you know,
Fudge.
you have a, not uncanny, but really, you have some kind of resemblance to Oshomole, and I don't know how you will react if you are in such a situation. He got
Fudge, no,
particularly.
no, I will not. I will not respond because Bosun is here for me. So I expect to hear from my lawyers very soon. So I, I won't say REJ, but I will say REJE. I really do not know. Something, Fudge. When you
Yeah.
travel, when we travel, and we get to the exit points, that's when you see the fury in the Nigerian people.
Hmm.
Think about it. It's not new. Exit points have always been very riotous and chaotic most times, especially with airlines that actually do not do their jobs well.
Hmm.
I've been on flights before. You've been on flights before, and some flights are just so seamless. You just sharp, sharp, sharp. You are in, you checked in, and they're ready to go on the dot.
Yeah.
Some when you enter, it's like you are at Jankara Market. Prior to this particular dispensation, right? The airports, our exit points were very badly placed. I'm giving some kudos to the persons in charge at the moment. Because when you get there, they say they don't ask for A, B, C, and D. Well, but I don't know about that. But there's some courtesy, some service going on. People are coming around to ask you what you want. I'm telling you the truth. Now, when you now
Hmm.
leave that and you come into to the airpiece situation, I don't have all the facts. The name itself, airpiece, should explain to the owners as well that you need a peaceful service, delivery, give it to the people. Okay. When you get there and somebody is telling you, Fudge, with your already ratified ticket, that you will not go on this flight unless you add 190 or something extra,
Oh
it
no.
brings the worst out of you. So it's not really like an Oshio Mole. Listen, many people there would have done the same thing. You pick Ojekunle because of his status and because he was very important personality at that point. Other people are also important people. They really would have gone, what's wrong? Hey, what's wrong? I read somewhere, somebody just wrote something. You know what the person said? Airpiece, airpiece, airpiece. How many times have I called you? Those were the comments. Whoever did, I can't recall the man's name, but whoever did that, it was loaded, too loaded. And that was what made many people begin to, what happened? What's happening there? They went to read the story. Okay. So you would easily have given it in. Anybody, you know, imagine even the first lady herself, had she been there, it would have been a big story. Nobody will take that flying low. Nobody. So for that airline, I'm not mentioning, I just feel that they have to do quick re-strategizing, change people, bring in new people, because honestly, the story is not good out in the market about them. So you can lose. I can lose it as well. I don't have power. I don't have money. But I can get to that point and say, no, you can't cheat me out of this. I can't give you an extra money over this. Why? Why should I do that? But I have had cases of people who foreign airlines have done that too, even outside this country. Foreign airlines, yes. You know this thing they say that you must have a visa, transit visa or something. I don't know how it works, Faj. But when you get to a country that is slightly uncommon and very unfriendly, okay, to even stay overnight in transit in that area, in that place or places, it's difficult because you never got a visa or whatever. And the airline that brought you to continue the journey, they just leave you where you are and go to their own hotels to sleep because it's not their business any longer. Yeah. We've read that reports before. So it's either here or there. For here, we need to do it as it is and not copy what's going on abroad. And you're going to do it, don't do it to your people. It's unfair when somebody has a business deal to make in Lagos and cannot leave for that to Lagos on time, and he has paid heavily for it. He could easily have planned his trip by road and left about 3 or 4 days earlier, which is also not too safe. But they pay you for comfort, they pay you for security, they pay you for promptness, and and then they get that. No, something is not sitting well. The man in charge of the SNA or whatever, they should wake up and call them to order. Have an emergency meeting. Give them space marks. This has to be. This has to be. This has to be. It's so unfair. It's just not right. It's not right. It's just not right. It's all right.
Yeah, on point, Mr. T. But there are two sides to the story. We get to hear the third one too, when the minister intervenes, and we heard the report. Because in the video, it wasn't a nice sight. Seeing all the agitations and all that, and the airline is in. Ojekunle lied against them by saying they are exploiting the situation and doing some racketeering and all that. And Ojekunle brought people that there's a woman that came even like 15 minutes before Ojekunle, 5:55, and still could not make it. So about a few of them were also shouting at the background, claiming they did this to them and did this. And the airline unfortunately has a notoriety for getting away. Late schedules and all that. And now they say they are trying to be on points. They have gotten 98% sharpness on it, and then this happened. Well, we hope everything will clear shortly, and we know who is in the wrong and who is right, and then we'll be able to learn from this and get better services and deal with your customers more appropriately. Don't use privilege to do business. You should serve everybody equally. We all pay the same amount. And 140 something thousand naira original ticket online is not a piece of cake. Not a small change. Not to now say ask them to put another 100 plus on top. For what? It's like Abuja they are going to, and then going abroad. Okay. This other
As you said, Fudge, they must talk, or we need explanation from them to
yes,
justify that. Yeah.
Kayamo has promised us that they are on it, and so we'll keep an eye on that
Mhm.
to see what follows, what goes afterwards. Okay, there's this story: 14-year-old girl fakes own kidnap, abduct sister in Katsina. Police in Katsina have busted a bizarre kidnap plot involving a 14-year-old girl who staged her own abduction and conspired with others to kidnap her 4-year-old sister. The suspects demanded 50 million naira in ransom. 4 months later, the teenager resurfaced and confessed to the scheme. Three accomplices, aged 25, 19, and 16, were arrested, and the younger child was rescued unharmed. Are you saying the word? Okay, let me finish this thing. A round of live ammunition was recovered. Police say investigations are ongoing and have urged residents to report suspicious activities. They say 4 months later. Is it like they were in they were abducted, or they were in captivity
In
for
captivity.
4 months? For 4 months,
That is, they disappeared for 4 months, Fudge. They disappeared for 4 months.
demanding 50 million. 14-year-old girl.
I don't know where
Wow.
that.
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless.
Uh,
Wow. Hmm.
we can't doubt this story, however. At this one, we can't doubt this. But the 14-year-old did not act alone,
Yeah.
if it's
There's
true.
a
She didn't
16-year-old.
act alone. Yeah, she didn't
16-year-old.
act alone.
There are two
Mm.
teenagers, and the oldest
Two
is
teenagers.
25. What? This country, this country, this country shall be
And then,
blessed.
in Katsina State, that's the northern enclave, right?
Yeah. It's so the cankerworm is everywhere. There is no safe.
Everywhere, yeah.
No, there's no better place. It's just no orgy of madness, of restlessness, of craving for quick money. For uh, it's so sad to hear that.
It is
The,
bad.
the your
14-year-old.
4 year
What, what,
old sister. Uh, uh, no, no.
what's she planning to do with the money that comes to her? 14-year-old. What's she planning to do with it?
Maybe there are other forces using her.
The other
Because
forces.
where is she going? Where is she going with the forces? Even if they eventually pay 2 million, what are you going to do? Oh my! I can't
The
believe
next story,
they,
the next one by next year will be a 10-year-old planning to kidnap his parents or something.
you
Because
know
it's getting more scary these days.
what is bad. Secondary school are having calls. Soon you hear primary school are having they have not started.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. This sort of story. Jega calls for electronic transmission of results and part-time legislator. Former INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, has renewed calls for mandatory electronic transmission of election results to boost transparency and rebuild public trust. Speaking during the platform in Lagos on June 12th, Jega urged electoral reforms, including clearer legal backing for tech use and pre election equipment testing. He also
Mhm.
proposed to reduce Nigeria's bloated legislature by introducing part time lawmakers to cut costs and improve governance efficiency. His comments come
Hmm.
in the wake of lingering controversies over the 2023 elections and unresolved trust in INEC processes. That's
Hmm.
the former INEC chairman.
Yeah.
James.
He yeah, you know what, Fudge? He knows it. He knows it. He had a very, well, not failure. Jega's tenure in the education field was quite
Hello?
impressive. Can you hear me?
Hold on, Mr. T. We have a caller. Okay. Okay, good morning. To you too. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Wow. Hmm. Hmm.
But you're going to help me a bit because, yeah, I got a bit of it, but not everything. The sound was a little bit muffled from him.
Okay. He did like a panorama of some of the things we
Okay.
have discussed.
Okay.
He lambasted Wiki for wasting 39 billion on the ICC.
I
I
see.
think
Yeah.
and said it's similar to what he called the white elephant project, the trillions they are spending on the Lagos Calabar coastal way, and that's the problems of Nigeria are indeed could easily be dealt with, diverting such money into directly helping the people to survive and to live
Yeah.
well, rather than infrastructure that they may not live to enjoy. And
Enjoy. Yeah.
mentioned the issue of the kid, the 14-year-old kidnap mastermind. That
Mm-hmm.
it sort of traced it to Buhari's time that when this banditry exploded in the society, kept quiet because most of them are
We're
from
not
his
firm with them. Yes, we're not firm.
the hand, the glove in hand kind of a thing that using treating them made it expand and all that. And it was referring to what happened in 2001 that in Kano, 2021 in Kano, that the 4-year-old was killed, or the young kid that was kidnapped by a sister too was
Mm-hmm.
eventually killed. And he lamented all that. And I think what else I did mention? I think that's about all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
it was,
quite expensive. Nice one. Nice one.
uh,
We were on Jega quickly, and I said to I'll conclude on it quickly. During his time and during our times, right, Fudge, you think back, way back, 70s, 90s, 80s, we didn't have the use of the internet and these facilities.
mm,
So everything was manual.
Yeah.
Everything was manual. Despite that, during those period, we had cases of leaked examinations papers. You
Yeah.
remember, leaked
Yeah.
exam papers was everywhere. Now, when the internet thing came out, we all clapped for it. We all enjoyed it. Now, it's now open to manipulations. So your
Mm.
good scores could read negative when the thing comes out. So
Yeah.
Jega is concerned about that as well. Now, two generations, oh, he's sad. Two generations we've been in, and we're moving through the third one now as we speak.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
At the moment, we are yet to understand how to conduct examinations properly.
Much
Nigeria's
later.
situation has defied electric gadgets. I'm telling you the truth. It has also defied so many things: manual labor, human resources. So where are we going? When we started cashless, let me take you back quickly. I'm sorry, Faj. When cashless idea came, people could never have believed that their accounts domiciled in banks could be scammed or infiltrated.
Yeah.
So ask me vital questions. It is the people who feed in, you garbage in and you garbage out. The machine does not garbage as cause. The machine does not automatically garbage our account details. We put the money in. People at the back end also do their job. And then you go tomorrow to access your app. You can't find your money inside. Is it a wise man's magic or something? No, it's still the people. We are still the same. We are the ones doing all these things. We awani. If they sit down to think about it, you would understand that machine is not the machine thing or alone. It is not only the machine thing. I've started in exam rooms before, WAEC, writing my WAEC. We will sit down in the hall and then we are waiting for the papers. You're asking questions, WAEC papers, okay? They've not brought them. No, they don't. They bring them from WAEC headquarters. I attended Igbobi College. WAEC headquarters is at Yaba, Faj. We will sit in the hall. Everybody will have been checked in. Then we will see the vehicle back from WAEC enter the hall with the sealed papers.
Mm-hmm.
They will unzip and they will bring out the question papers. And I'm sure probably that's the first time the lecturers are even having an idea of the color of the package. So there was transparency.
Yeah.
We've seen all those things in it's a sad case. So the present education minister, I don't envy them because this is where it now starts and stops. It is painful. Have you had cause to interview our current graduates? Faj, I am not demeaning anybody or bringing condescending on anybody. The quality is watery. The quality is look at the online platforms. Anybody just writes anything. Abi, they just write anything. The other time, the Lobero writes, with respect to him, he got so friends. He spoke about this. He said, what worries him the most is people just write anything. They don't even understand the issue or the topic. They just put it out there.
No command, no full stop.
No command, no full stop. No, at all, nothing. Nothing. And they say that's Gen Z style. They now write like that. No, they don't put commas now anymore. They don't full stop. Okay, the full stop stops, and there's no full stop, and then the capital starts after that, telling you use your brain to know that these are another thoughts.
Hello. Okay, that was it.
Someone
on the line. Gone off.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I think we've had it too much. It's appalling. And what hurts me is, can we really stop it? Can it be abated? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. When you speak to people passing out these days, you are worried. What are we churning out? What exactly are we churning out?
But the clear message in Jega's statement and to many concerned Nigerians is there is a very urgent need for INEC to rebuild trust in its processes. The transparency, equity that must be involved. It's important that INEC rebuilds trust. And it's important that the presidency helps INEC in rebuilding trust. and some of them maybe would have to move in personnel change, uh, getting more technologically savvy. Yes, there could be glitches, there could be problems and all that, but with openness of mind, willingness, and political will, you can get the right infrastructure and the right
Mhm.
technology and methodology to get it right. At least 80-85% right. If you could get that, that's already almost an excellent mark. If you could get that right, it will help. And one of the best things they have started, that beavers thing transmission. It must be total. It must be complete, 100% transmission. And all these funny fabrications and paper mutilation and all that we see. I mean, they sue you, or they charge you or prosecute you for naira mutilation. So they should also sue people and charge people for election result sheet mutilation. What do you see? Scores being cancelled, changed, and all that stuff, and you transmit that. That doesn't make sense. Anyone that does that should go to jail. Because you are destroying people's right to vote.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Uh,
just know
so
that it started a long time. The style to cheat and defraud on the internet figures started a long time ago.
yeah,
Yeah, it started a long time ago. It's not new to what INEC is doing now. We saw it build up over the years. That's where I'm coming from, Faj. It's the same thing you said. Absolutely
I
right.
do, I do understand you and your
Yeah.
fears. I do understand that. Our story. Let's see if you can get one before the end, one or two more before the end of the. I like this. Tinubu honors Kudirat Abiola Yaradua showing others on Democracy Day. President Bola Tinubu has conferred national honors on several heroes of Nigeria's democratic struggle during his June
Yeah.
12th address at the National Assembly. Posthumous awards went to Kudirat Abiola, Shehu Musa Yaradua, and Ken Saro-Wiwa, among others. Living recipients
Wow.
include Wole Soyinka, Femi Falana, Hazan Kuka, and several journalists. I love that aspect. We'll come back to that. Tinubu also granted state pardons to the Ogoni Nine and announced honors for veteran journalist Uncle Sam Amoka, who turns 90 only yesterday. The gesture, he said, was
Lovely.
in recognition of those who fought for and upheld democratic ideals. It's so nice to see, people like Sheye Kende,
Wow.
Kunle,
Mhm.
uh, Kunle,
Yeah.
Ayo Nonuga,
Mm.
all those journalists that were in the trenches, that were really in the forefront of active journalism, advocacy journalism. Dapo Yomi, Kunle Ajibade, quite a number of them. What's this senior man's name? He just turned 70 a few weeks ago. Uh, uh, Dari Babarinsa, Nosa
Right.
Egeabo. Interestingly, I didn't hear Femi Ojudu's name, which will have been there if you put Bayo and Sheye, Uncle, uh, that should be.
Right. Interesting
Another
thing. They should have expanded it. I'm not saying this, and I'm going to say it on air. Let the whole Nigeria know that the likes of Fudge also did well. Yes, Fudge. Yes, I'm telling. And look, whether they like it here or not, you paid your dues and you paid your runs too. I'm not saying they have to do everybody, yes, but they can spread it. You're right about Femi Ojudo's name too, because you're very correct. We went through. Oh, come on, Fudge. No. But honestly, it's a lovely thing to see all them being recognized. I love
great,
that. I love that. The president won my heart in that regard. Yeah, that
yeah,
paragraph handling that expression was good. It was so well written, and these guys are well, because I said to myself, when will they ever be recognized? There's a lot of things, and so many others are still hidden. But that was a right step in the very great direction. Somebody picks it up from there. Yes.
yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Final notes. This one, the 30 Wiki defends 39 billion renovation of Abuja Conference Center. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has defended the 39 billion renovation, 39 billion naira renovation of the Abuja International Conference Center, now renamed after President Bola Tinubu. Critics, including Shehu Sani, had questioned both the cost and the renaming, arguing it should honor IBB, who commissioned the original structure in 1991. But Wike insists everything but the blockwork was changed, arguing that inflation and current taste justify the cost. We have taste, he said, brushing off critics as lacking vision for a befitting capital. You don't build a nation with mediocrity. You know, we gave it his bad mouth. You know, he made a point. He said that what should they name IBB? That was it? Was it? He mentioned a place that was it? Was it the one that built it? Whether it's Awolowo or something or Nnamdi Azikiwe or something? Was it the one that built the airport? That when you name so person, is it the one that built it that you name it after? You know, and then he said that Tinubu has taste and they have to spend that kind of money and all that. I think it's a hard sell. You know, it's a hard sell. I don't know.
When I talk sometimes, well, do you think I personalize things about my opinion? Could be highly opinionated, but that, as you rightly said, was a hard sell. Mr. Minister, that was a hard sell. It's not, for me, it's not flying. Why? Kilo day. All right, look.
There are many things to see. You know, somebody mentioned the fact that right now, as we speak, primary school students in FCT are on break, are at home because their teachers are on strike for poor pay. So they are on break for poor pay. Yeah, so they are on break. They've gone on strike. They said second and third term will soon lapse now, and they have not done that. I think they only did first term. And here you have spending billions on structure that is only used for state events and some other private concerns and all that. But the one that affects the future of our tomorrow, the greatness of our nation, education, and other aspects of it, you know, are not taken care of. And you are busy inaugurating roads, bridges, conference centers, and all that. It's like you know, you are chasing goats, and the human being is suffering. It's somewhere.
You're treating goats, yes,
and chasing cows and all that. You know, it's a level of insensitivity and misappropriation of priorities. I don't know. It's a hard side. As interesting as the argument is, I think it flies in the face of our economic reality and social economic reality. Actually, there are many areas of our life that need infusion of money, of serious political will to erect it. You know, when we talk about dividends of democracy, years after you have gone, they're not going to be mentioning ICC and such stuff. They're not going to be mentioning bridges and all that stuff. It's the welfare of your people. How have they fared? How have they coped? How have they lived? As the cost of living gone down? As the quality of living gone up? You know, life expectancy has it gone up? Those are the indices that we used. Not how fanciful your construction and all that. You know, it's so vague and so. I mean, utterly petty to focus on. You have taste, you change things. You know, Anyway, Mr. T, it's time to go.
Let's run, Fudge.
Yeah.
The stories are sad for me. Let's run.
Yeah. Okay, your final words today, Mr. T.
Okay, yes, please. Whatever you do, remember you're a Nigerian. Don't be swayed by any person's sweet talks about justifications for things that are not necessary. But where you are, maintain peace, air peace, Let's maintain peace. Have a happy weekend.
That's a good one. Good one. Okay. Okay. Oh, is the fair still around? Okay. Is the fair your word?
Goodbye to
Oh,
everybody.
Mr.
I agree
Tio.
with Mr. T that we should be peaceful and help should give us peace. So let's be peaceful as we speak to our
And
enemy.
you too.
Yes, so
And you too. Okay. 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 That's a nice one. Well, as we often say, be genuinely nice to people around you. And you do that every day. Do good. Even in spite of um, the how will I call it, the provocation of political actors and colleagues in the criminal world. Yeah, yeah. Be good. Just try and be good as best as you can afford it. Stay blessed. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week by the grace of God. Bye. Oh, is that you?
Abby,
Uh,
it's true that we'll
okay,
talk. Can you... we'll talk, Fudge. Take care.
thank you later. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Yeah. Bye.
It's